There lived a young woman named Helen in a little village named Odobio. She was very beautiful, with her African natural hair mostly packed into a bun at the upper part of her hair. She lived a simple life, working as a waitress at a restaurant and spending her free time reading books. She had given up on love, thinking that it was just a myth created by romantic novels and sappy movies. One day, while Helen was working at the restaurant, a handsome and charming stranger walked in. His name was Paul, and he was a writer. As Helen took Paul's order, their eyes met, and they both felt an instant spark of attraction. They talked and laughed every time Helen came around Paul's table. Before they knew it, time had gone and Paul was ready to go. But before he left, he asked Helen if she would like to join him for a walk the next day. Helen, feeling a sense of excitement and nervousness, agreed. The next day, they set out on their walk, strolling through the streets. They talked about everything. Their conversations moved effortlessly. As they walked, they came across an almond tree that had a bench made of stone under it. They sat there. Paul, being the romantic that he was, pulled out a small notebook and began to read a poem he had written about Helen. The poem was beautiful and it spoke directly to Helen's heart. As he finished reading, he took Helen's hand and they shared the kiss under the almond tree. From that moment on, they were inseparable. They spent their days exploring great places, holding hands and laughing together. They would sit down and talk about their dreams and aspirations. As the days turned into weeks, their love continued to grow. They would cook dinner together and dance together. One evening, as they were walking through the village, Paul stopped Helen in front of a small but classy shop. He took her hand and they walked inside. The shop was filled with beautiful handmade jewelry, and Paul had come to buy Helen a gift. He picked out a beautiful silver necklace with a small crystal pendant. As he put it around Helen's neck, he told her that he loved her so much and that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Helen, feeling overwhelmed with emotion, said yes. They hugged, and Paul took Helen's hand, leading her out of the shop and into the sunset. They got married a year later, surrounded by their friends and family, and they lived happily ever after. This story tells us that true love is out there. Yes, it exists, and is waiting to be found. Sometimes all it takes is a chance encounter and a spark of attraction to change our lives forever.